Happy Friday and Feliz Navidad. Christmas is almost here and a big week of NBL hoops is here. NBL Now back with you. Joel Peterson getting into the festive spirit this morning. So too is my man, Damon Lowery. Good morning, Damon.
JP, my man, salutations and constellations and greetings and all that good stuff, man.
Yep, absolutely. It's that time of year. I like your shirt. I think we need to start there. What's the story?
A little bit of a Fiji flavor. I tried to match something you would come with, but it looks like you've doubled down.
Well, I might have tripled down. I might have left something on the table for you here in that I've got, I don't know why, but I've got a sort of collection of Christmas cat shirts. Not a cat person either, which is kind of the irony in it. So I've got one cat shirt. Then this one's drinking eggnog. But here's the kicker, and this is wonderful for all our viewers out there.
Get out. Oh, wow.
It's a full set. How about that? Now, if that's not what you wanted for Christmas, I don't know what's wrong with you.
Where do you go from there?
Exactly. I reckon we start talking some hoops and stop talking about our sartorial choices, as splendorous as they are. Massive news out of Tassie. Will Magnay out for 6 to 8 weeks. Just when it looked like everything was getting going from a Jack Jumper's perspective, Scott Roth gets a Christmas present in the form of Ian Hummer, and then someone breaks into his house and takes Will Magnay. It's just cruel, Damon.
Oh, man, you got to feel for him, don't you? That is a crushing, devastating blow to the Jack Jumpers. And first of all, just bad luck to Will Magnay, because we've been saying for the last, I don't know how many years, ever since he's been back from the NBA, the guy just has the worst luck staying on the floor, completing an entire season. It is just cruel. So, he was playing very good. He was in all NBL form. And JP, he's the backbone of that team. Like, you can, Shawnee Mack presented certain problems with the backcourt. Jack McVay, obviously not being there, presented a few problems, but they just got on a roll. And like you said, they bring in the new Hummer, the new vehicles in town, and now Will. He is the one player they could ill afford to lose. I don't know how you break your toe in training, 6 to 8 weeks out. Now Gorjak Gak is your starting center. And Gorjak, man, good luck to you, big fella. It's going to be some rough sledding for the Jack Jumpers.
Hopefully Ian's a stretch Hummer and he can maybe slide up the positions and see what he can do in that space. So, yeah, toe injury, 6 to 8 weeks for Magnay. And Tassie have got a pretty busy schedule coming up, especially of home games, given that they haven't been at My State Bank Arena a lot. You sort of alluded at it there. Is he their most important player?
1,000%. He does everything for them. He's their best defensive player, their best rebounder, their best athlete. And when he's getting the ball, because sometimes, like we've said before, he doesn't always get a lot of touches. But lately, he has been. And if you get this man 12 to 14 shots a game, easy double-double, easy. With 2 blocks, maybe 3 thrown in, some highlight packages. And it's just, like I said, he's the anchor. And now they are anchorless. It's going to be tough.
Yep, tough is the word. I think that it's tough luck for Will Magnay and it is for Tassie, but whether they can fight on and sort of get through the challenges. They've got Melbourne United, I would say, under the roof on Monday. It's not under the roof at all. With the open air game on Monday, and then they roll into New Zealand on Christmas Day. So a pretty quick back-to-back hit for the Tassie Jack Jumpers as we go through this round 13. We're going to preview the early games. We'll have plenty of content that'll get you through the back end of the week as we roll on. Of course, this 12 days of Christmas, an absolute fiesta of hoops just rolls on. It all starts tonight back at Spark Arena. The Breakers are finally back at their home venue after playing 11 different games in 11 different places. They take on the Sydney Kings, who went over there and pretty comprehensively beat them last time. What are you thinking heading into this one?
Welcome to New Zealand Coppinen family. Coach Pettery Coppinen's family's here in town. That might be the only highlight they have this weekend. We just saw what the Kings did to them last time, and that wasn't even the Kings at their best. They are rounding into some form. Jalen Adams, Jalen at his best, we've already seen he's an MVP. But since he has overcome some of his lingering back injuries, he has been in devastating form. And we're going to have two worlds collide, JP. The pick and roll master, Jalen Adams, and the pick and roll defensive disaster in Taco Fall. Those two worlds are about to collide, and it could get real ugly down there in Spark Arena.
Yep, it's we hope it doesn't, and the Breakers can bounce back. But the Kings seem a pretty good thing tonight. The late game is an intriguing one in Brisbane and Cairns, and I say that because I think it's something like 16 of the last 20 of these games have been single-figure margins. Brisbane haven't beaten Cairns at home in the last 4 years. The Taipans still no Sam Wardenberg. They got absolutely eviscerated in the second half by Perth last week, but their first half was really, really impressive. How do you see their chances to get that much-awaited win heading into the Brisbane Entertainment Centre?
Yeah, Brisbane let one slide, and they know it against the Sydney Kings last round. So they're hurting a little bit because of that. Brisbane's trying to play playoff basketball. Cairns is playing for pride. Who's got more to play for? I hate to bet against teams playing for pride. I feel like Cairns can just find a way to win. And that Sunshine Stoush has always been stoushy, Joe. We remember the Bainesy days. We remember some of the Latman, some of the little shenanigans that took place between those two clubs. There will be no love lost out there. So it's going to be tough. It's hard to call it. Even though on paper, Brisbane should win. But, man, Cairns got to end this streak sooner or later. They're not going to go the rest of the season without another dub, surely.
Are you willing to give Brisbane a pass for last week, given that they were coming off a double? Sydney only had the single header. They let that one slip late in the game. I mean, are you worried out of that performance from Brisbane, or you're willing to say, okay, that was what it was, and they'll keep rolling?
Sorry, Joe, you was breaking up a bit just then. Did you say a pass?
Yeah, I'm asking the wrong person.
They don't exist. They do not. Nobody gets a pass. That's not how life works. Now, Brisbane stuffed it up down the stretch is what happened. And if Justin Shooter wants to trot out, we had tired legs, get fitter. How about that? How about you get in some shape? And by playing your studs longer, they will develop a resilience. Instead of playing guys 4 minutes at a time, they're not built for it. So, look, no passes, but they should, like I said, they should take care of Cairns. But, man, I just feel like Cairns is dangerous.
Yep, the carrot will be dangling there for them. They get Josh Bannon back tonight, which is good news for the Bullets as well. Where his role goes from now will be intriguing. So tomorrow night, Southeast Melbourne and Adelaide. Roof open, John Cain Arena. Big laser show. It's going to be a great event down at John Cain Arena. So if you can get down there and you're a Phoenix fan, make sure that you do, because anytime this Adelaide team comes into town, they are box office. The Phoenix are coming off a really impressive second half performance against Melbourne United. Adelaide playing for those sort of 5 to 8 spots. So is Southeast Melbourne. It seems like these two, it's almost like this town ain't big enough for the two of us in terms of they're standing on the same block and they both want the land. And there's a bit of a turf war about to erupt between these two teams, Damon.
Well said, a turf war indeed, because from 5 to 8, now you got the Southeast Melbourne Phoenix with 9 losses. You've got Adelaide with 8 losses. So I'm keeping an eye on the loss column. Now, this is when the head button starts. Who can get those very vital wins? Because a win is like 2 wins and a loss is like 2 losses. Kendrick Davis, man, he's the MVP light. Because we know who the MVP heavyweight is. And just underneath Bryce is Kendrick Davis in scintillating form. Who's going to guard him? Are you going to start Angus Glover? Are you going to start Sobey? Are you going to start Derek Warren? Did Derek Warren Jr. get back in the starting lineup? Whoever it is, they got their hands full. And the Phoenix are playing some really good basketball. The Night King has got them guys up and about. At least the language is there. Now, it's hard because some of those players, they're not conditioned to play the defense that Josh is preaching at the moment, but he's still preaching it. And I'm looking at you, Matt Hurt. But Matt Hurt is a professional bucket getter. Make no mistakes about that. Jordy Hunter, in form. Don't forget about him, because his teammates will forget about him from time to time. This game is going to be fireworks. Cannot wait. Whoever comes out with the win here will set themselves up kind of nicely with a few games left to go still.
Every game against Adelaide, you need to consider your matchup. So you need to consider who's going to stop Montrez. You need to consider who's going to stop Kendrick Davis. From a Southeast Melbourne perspective, obviously Matt Hurt is their kind of primary go-to guy, and they've got a team of weapons built around him. So in terms of those three really key matchups in this game, from their team's perspective, scoring the ball, who is better equipped to stop the other team's weapons?
Wow. Adelaide 36ers are better equipped because Montrezl Harrell and Isaac Humphries and Lat Mayen, all those guys are going to get a shot because Jordy Hunter's not going to play more than 24 minutes a game. So they're going to be small. They're going to go with Matt Hurt. Matt Hurt cannot defend Montrezl Harrell. That's just the fact of the matter. So it could be a bit of a shootout between those two, but I feel like Adelaide got more defensive depth that they can throw at Matt Hurt than what the Phoenix have to throw at Montrezl Harrell. And if my man who had 16 points last week, Jarrell Martin, he made a beautiful cameo last week. If Jarrell can just kind of keep that form ticking over, and now they got a vicious three-headed monster with Ice Humphries as well. So I feel like Adelaide got a better defensive shot.
Yeah, Jarrell needs a promotion. He needs to go from a cameo to a supporting actor role, and then we can consider him for a lead position once more. So that is tomorrow night. Who's going to win?
Woof. I'm going to go with the 36ers.
Okay. Yeah, I think it could be an absolute barn burner of a game, and let's hope that it is. And then, so that's a game where we're talking about defensive matchups and that side of the ball. And then we get Illawarra and Perth in the main game, 2:30, Sunday afternoon, on the screens of Channel 10. And these two teams not particularly fond of playing defense when they match up against each other. 121-111 last time they met. It was out in Perth. It seems to be a different ballgame out in the West when the Wildcats are there. And again, these are two playoff contenders. They're sort of on the same yard. That the Hawks are a little bit ahead of where the Wildcats are at. Obviously, they're coming from a little way back. But this is a potential playoff series that we could see later in the season, Damon. So this is one of the contests that I think everyone around the league's looking forward to.
Oh, man. Sunday afternoon at 2:30, do not call me. It's going straight to voicemail. Don't text me. You're going to get left on red. This game going to be the absolute highlight of the round for me. Now, this will be the third time they've played. Perth wins without Bryce the first time. Then they lose when Bryce gets 40. Both teams scoring over 113 points. This is going to be a firecracker of a game. Now, will Bryce be able to score over 40 for the fifth time? Man, that's a subplot right there. One is Swakala Bullock, who me and you, JP, have in our unofficial All-NBL defensive team.
Yep.
Wani, we're looking at you for this game. Now, Wani's not going to play more than probably 23 minutes, but in those 23 minutes, I want to see the impact he can have on Bryce. No Christian Doolittle. Keanu Pender's playing. Dylan Windlers looks to be in some good form, but this game is now in Wollongong. So they got to go up 2-1. They want that series split. This is huge. And they also, Joe, they don't want to be on the wrong side of history by allowing Bryce to go for over 40.
Yeah, and that's going to be the matchup that everyone's watching, but the Hawks have got no shortage of sort of problem creators of their own. You know, you've got to contend with Tyler Harvey, you've got to contend with Trey Cowell, Sam Froling, Darius Day's coming off the bench and giving them some impact from that position. You know, Will Hickey's been terrific. They've got no shortage of options, the Hawks. Can the Wildcats stop them?
Nope. No, they cannot. The Perth Wildcats defensively are just not up to an almighty onslaught offensively that the Hawks can throw at you. They're just not. Now, they might be able to junk it up a little bit and play some D in very small passages, very small sample sizes, but not for an extended period of time. They're just not built that way, Joe. Perth offense is going to have to be their defense. Only problem is Illawarra is the most high-octane team in the land. So it's not going to work. So even if you were to play some defense and somehow keep Illawarra to 100, that might not be enough to win. Even if Bryce gets his 40, the rest of those guys going to have to really step up big time Can't see it happening, especially in front of a sold-out sandpit crowd. It is just Joe thirsting for blood. The Hawkies are up and about. Can't see it happening.
So the Hawks to win?
Hawks to win.
I love that. That is all kinds of fun. And then, of course, so Melbourne United, Tassie on Monday. Adelaide, Brisbane's your Christmas Eve game. Tassie and New Zealand, and Sydney and Illawarra are the 2 Christmas Day games. And we'll hear more of those, or more about those, in the lead-up. Where we wanted to finish the show today, though, Damon, is, it's a season of giving. It's the festive season. I wanted to know what is on your Christmas list across the NBL. I wasn't going to give you a present for every team, but there was just a handful that we can just roll out to some of our teams. So what do you got for me? What's on your Christmas list?
Now, Joel, I've been good this year. So Santa, I'm hoping Santa looks after me. And I'm not greedy. I'm not going to ask for much. But can I at least get My State Bank Arena to knock out a few walls and extend that place? It can only fit in just over 4,000, maybe 4,300 people. JP, they are losing money every home game. We've both been there. It is the line to get in that joint, man. The waiting list is like the MCG. They got to get a bigger stadium. That's on my list for Christmas. Also, Taipans, can you please end your losing streak? How you just can't go the rest of the season over. I'm backing them, Joe, to beat somebody to play the spoiler's role. Then I've got Bryce Cotton. Bryce, come on, man. Don't go. Please don't go. Stay in Perth, man. Sign the contract. Okay, you ain't got to sign it right now during the middle of the season, but right after that season finishes, man, just come on, man. Perth is home for you. So that's my third one. And, Joe, this is a big one. Taco fall. Taco. Can you trap a ball screen? Can you imagine the look on Brian Gordon's face when Jalen Adams runs a ball screen and Taco Fall jumps out there and traps him? His head would spin around backwards. So I would like to see that happen at least one time. And last but not least, Joe, number 1 on my Christmas list. Joe, this is the key to the city. The Lord Mayor at the time, George Harrison, back in 2001, gave me the key to the city and my teammates as well. I'm hoping, Joe, that the new Lord Mayor, the first female, by the way, Tanya Brown, is going to hand the same key 24 years later to all the Hawkies in Jefferson Tatum. That's my list.
Love it. Love it. It's very good. I knew you told me you had a prop. I thought it was going to be your little or a Hawks mascot. I didn't imagine it was going to be the key to the damn city. I don't know what you're opening with that. That is excellent work. Hey, Damon, Merry Christmas. Enjoy some time with family and friends over the next couple of days. I always enjoy your company here on NBL Now, and look forward to seeing you soon.
Do the same, Joe. Happy holidays, man.
Yeah, thank you. And thanks for everyone for your company. Hope you have a great time with family and friends over the next few days. There'll still be plenty of NBL hoops, plenty of content rolling out. NBL Now will be back next week across the Christmas period, so you will not miss out. Enjoy a jam-packed weekend of hoops. We'll see you next week.